With year 9 just around the corner and 2024 finally being into effect, you need to know the 5 most effective defenders for solo queue ranks. Coming into my number 5th spot is going to be Cade. Now, Cade is really good in a meta with Turbo because Turbo is able to easily slow down the attacker rush, and you can use Cade Claws to trick walls you normally wouldn't be able to do. Cade also with the TCSG brings site setup versatility as well as a Nitro Cell to deny plants. Cade also is even better than Bandit for tricking in general, not only because of Turbo, but if you get the timing down, it gets multiple walls instead of just one, which is very good against Cade players specifically. Not only this, but if Thatcher is banned, Cade becomes even better because it's harder for EMPs to hit Cade devices, which is outstanding for Cade in general right now. Pair this up with the fact that we're in a 1.5 meta, and you can put the 1.5 on a TCSG for PC specifically, and he becomes a powerhouse of an operator. Even if you just use the AUG that doesn't have the 1.5, maybe if you're on console, or maybe you just don't like the TCSG, that weapon packs a punch. The only downside of it really is the fire rate, but every other metric of that gun is outstanding. One of the best things about Cade 2 is the fact that you can throw his claws, which means you have so much versatility with where you can place them. You can place them in the ceiling, in the floor, in bookshelves, whatever it may be, but also you can deny walls that are across the site from you instead of like Bandit or Mute where you have to do it right next to where you are. Also, you can make Cade lineups, like I've done various amounts of times on this channel for every single site on every single map. You can put it in places that is guaranteed to not be able to get EMP'd or shot depending on where you place it. There's all kinds of strategies that you can do, and the best part is, it's a very easy operator to learn. Speaking of Cade and Turbo though, let's go over Turbo, which is my number 4 spot. Now, I personally thought Turbo was going to be a terrible operator when he came out, but a lot of people didn't realize that you could use Turbo to help trick walls, which is what we talked about earlier with Cade. Not only is he good for that, but if you're in a site like, let's say, Armory on Theme Park, where there's really only 2 entrances to get into the site, he can be really good, because then you can just put his canisters on doorways to slow down their rush and make it to where they can't properly swing you. If you notice you're getting Ash rushed, right, you can do this effectively, because it'll slow down the Ash, allowing you to get a free kill. You can even hold super long angles with his DMR and 1.5 time scope, and then slow them down, and then just hold an angle, get a free kill, right? So if you're getting crushed by like a really fast-paced team, he's also good for that. He's not just used for walls, right? Or if you like using the MPX on Valkyrie, he can be a great second pick if Valkyrie is banned because you're used to the weapon already, right? So Turbo is actually a very good operator. You just have to use them in the right scenario, which is why I didn't want to put them any higher, because Turbo is only good if you have a teammate that you know you can reliably trick a wall with. If you don't have that, you're better off playing other operators like Legion that do the whole slowing down the rush job, but a little bit better and more efficient. Turbo is good for it, but he's not the best, which is why I put him at the number 4 spot. I still think he's one of the best operators in the game right now. I think his power creep is insane. I think he's a little bit overrated, but if you have a competitive stack or you have just competent teammates in general, the higher elo you go, the better and better Turbo seems to be because your teammates have actual brains. Somebody who doesn't take any brains to play though, even if you have bad teammates, would be Solus. Solus is outstanding because Solus has the perfect balance between information denial and information gathering. So she can gather a lot of information and she can deny a lot of attacker information. It's really good. But her power sits at the fact that she can deny an entire prep phase round of information, especially if they don't know that Solus exists. You can get 3 to 4 drones reliably every single time you play Solus in the prep phase, as long as the attackers are obviously droning. And if they're not droning, well, then who really cares? Either way, they're not getting the information, right? So Solus is super good prep phase. Even if you don't use her prep phase, which you really should be doing, she's great for hunting down drones whenever you're on the roam. If they're trying to drone you out and you're roaming, you can shoot a drone, move out of the way. So then now they don't have accurate information on where you are, right? Shoot a drone, move away. Shoot a drone, move away. Same thing as Vigil, right? It's just a better Vigil, in my opinion. Not only that, but she has the shotgun and SMG-11 combo for higher elo. So if you notice that your teammates can't bring rotates or make feet holes, you can bring a shotgun and do the exact same thing. With the shotgun buff, the ITA also is one of the best shotguns in the entire game right now in terms of reliable damage and the actual range of said damage. If you've played Smoke at all, using the SMG-11 to have those longer range gunfights though is also a completely viable strategy. The SMG-11 is a great SMG overall, and paired with the shotgun, if you're a good player, this can be an absolute crazy recipe to make or break a round on the defense. She also brings impact grenades, which are crucial for roamers, not only because you can make rotates for yourself on the fly, but also if you down somebody and it's too dangerous to re-peek them to finish the kill, you can use an impact grenade to kill them from cover so you don't get refragged. That is very important. If you're using Solus on the roam as well, you're able to deny people who are droning through the floor with her impact grenades and get free kills. So Solus overall is just a great operator. I think personally, in terms of actual gadgetry, she is the best roamer that has come out in the past 4 years. I think she is outstanding. Somebody who is even better, though, in my number 2 spot is Fenrir. Now, this should come to no surprise. Fenrir was the most banned defender out of PC and console on average for the highest lobbies all of last season. So Fenrir, very, very good. The amount of times that he's banned even this season is astronomical compared to other operators. Even operators like Mira, who were consistently banned for the past 3 years, can't even compare to the amount that Fenrir was banned. Fenrir gets banned so often it's insane because of how good he is. He has 5 mines, 3 of which are activatable at a time, which already is insane. You can pair this up with barbed wire as well to slow them down whenever they're blind, and it makes for free kills as long as you're playing passively and only swinging when your mines go off. Now, we talked about playing Legion or playing Turbo to slow down the fast-paced meta. Well, if you want one operator that is the best at slowing down a fast-paced meta, Fenrir is your person. And that's why not only Fenrir is so good in general, but it's why he's so good now. Because not only does he have a good gadget, but he has a good gadget that also fits the current meta. Now, he doesn't have a 1.5 times scope, but if the enemy can't really see you or shoot you back, it doesn't matter what scope you have, because you can easily shoot them without them being able to really gun you down back. So Fenrir in general is not only a great operator, but Fenrir is great for this meta and most metas to come. Now, before we go over the number 1 operator that you need to play on defense for the upcoming year, let's go over 2 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention being Smoke. Now, when it comes to area denial, Smoke is arguably the most versatile and most reliable area denial operator in the entire game. Hands down, zero question. Always has been, and unless they nerf him again, he always will be. Now, the thing with Smoke is that he is versatile, but he's arguably too versatile. He only has 3 smoke grenades that can be used in a number of ways, to where a lot of the times you find that you're out of smoke grenades way too early, which makes it to where they can just delay their rush and then rush you. This happens to me all the time if I'm an attacker. I see there's a smoke, all I have to do is run at him a little bit to scare him, and then he wastes a smoke grenade. And then I do it 2 more times, and within 30 seconds, the smoke is completely useless, and now they just have a shotgun SMG-11 combo, and as long as I quick peek from a range, I can easily deal with the smoke. This is not the case with Turbo. This is not the case with Legion. This is not the case with Goyo, who's really good in a solo queue environment. But Smoke is pretty good in a comp setting. It's just in a solo queue environment, he's not that good because there are other people that do his job better. Like I said, Turbo, like I said, Legion. More importantly, though, Fenrir. Fenrir does his job astronomically better than Smoke does it because he has 3 activatable mines, sure, but he has 5 in total that he can use. Paired up also with barbed wire, right? Paired up with an MP7. So I think Smoke is still a great operator. Do not get me wrong, but I think all of the other operators that I put in this list are just slightly better, especially in today's current meta. My second honorable mention is Kapkan. Now, Kapkan actually is a really good operator in solo queue. The only thing about Kapkan is in higher elo, his traps just get shot a lot. Pair this up with the fact that IQ is also getting played more now than ever because she has frag grenades, and Kapkan is just seemingly getting less and less playtime. Now, I do think Kapkan is really good, especially the more oblivious and fast-paced your enemies are, which is why he's good for the meta. But I think compared to operators like Fenrir, compared to operators like Solus, compared to operators like Turbo, Kapkan just isn't as good. Is he one of the best solo queue operators in the game? Absolutely. That's why I put him in the honorable mentions list. Honestly, if I had to give him a ranking, he'd probably be number 6. But because he's not number 5 through 1, he's an honorable mention, unfortunately. Now that we've gone over all of that, though, let's go over the best operator that you need to play for all of year 9 and 2024 coming up into the new year, which is obviously Azami. If you've played this game for more than 5 minutes, you know that Azami is one of the most broken operators in the game, with no chance or sign of her getting nerfed anytime soon. So we already talked about how deployable shields are very, very good in numerous amounts of my videos. Azami not only brings 1 deployable shield, but she brings 5 with her Kiba barriers. Not only this, but also she's able to throw the Kiba barriers because they initially come out of a kunai, which means that you can have a deployable shield at whatever angle or height that you want. Not only this, but again, you have 5 of those. You can cover vert with her barriers. You can make deployable shields, like I said. You can cover breaches from long range. You can make yourself cover for rotates. You can cover up doorways. You can do all kinds of stuff with Azami. She's so versatile, and the best part is she's so easy to use. She also has the same gun as Kapkan. Like I said, with Kapkan is a very, very good gun. It's easy to get kills with, and she has barbed wire. Paired up with her Azami strats can be very nice, and the fact that she's able to throw her Kiba barriers anywhere makes it to where there are an infinite amount of angles that you can use with Azami, pixel angles, head side glitch angles, whatever you name it, that can easily get you kills and get you round wins. Not only this, but out of any operator in the entire game, Azami arguably has one of, if not the highest skill ceiling out of any operator, meaning the better you are at the game, the better you're going to be with her. She also has a very low skill floor, which means that you don't need really any skill to be very good at her. She's easy to learn and easy to master, which is something that not a lot of other operators can say for themselves. When it comes to efficiency, when it comes to total domination, and when it comes to just plainly winning rounds, Azami does it best, and nobody even comes close. With that out of the way though, my name's Alka. Check out this next video, and I hope I'll see you there. Later.